When the desire is overpowering, you just divert your attention. Any kind of stupid desire can take charge. And how do you become desireless? Is by getting to the thoughtless awareness. Any crisis comes in, you should be able to rise into that state of thoughtless awareness. Just be peaceful. Look at your desires with peace. You can tell the desire, oh, I am very much satisfied, now don't come, I don't want. That's how you can become desireless. There is this compassion, and the compassion that becomes actually the power. Small, small things you can express your love. Very small, small things. In very sweet ways you can express your love. It's very important. The whole world needs today love and peace. And you have to give peace and love to everyone that is possible. Of course, Sahajogis is very easy, but even non-Sahajogis, you must treat them with respect and love. But you should not have a desire that you should get back anything from them. It's all right, whatever done is forgotten. You have known so many Sahajogis who came to Sahaja Yoga, have gained so much and have betrayed us. Doesn't matter. Not important. Because they are going to be losers, not we. So, there's nothing to bother about these things. Then another thing is try to see that your mind doesn't react. Some people have a habit, I think most of them have, to react. You tell them something, they'll put their own one tail with it, something. Never will they accept if somebody says something. If you are reacting, what will go into your heads? What will go into your heart? What will go into your attention? So the reaction itself is a sign of not proper development within yourself. This attention which is trying to go into all the areas of your mind and your body and everywhere is not there. It cannot enter, because as soon as it tries to enter, you shut it by reacting. You cannot see anything just for seeing sake. You must react. You say, this is not good, that's not good. If I say it's 5 o'clock, you'll say, no, it is 5 past 2 minutes, 3 seconds. This comes with terrible condition, which has to go away, not to react. Why should you react? Then the argument starts, then fight starts, then wars come. If you tell your mind, nothing doing, you are a myth, and I am not going to react to anything, 99.9% problems will be solved. Then the last but not the least is the ego. I can't understand a saint having an ego. Just can't understand. It's so stupid to have ego. It's a kind of a domination. If slightest things are wrong, you get angry. If somebody says something, you get angry. That means your power of love and compassion is still not full. You can, of course, correct people when they have to be corrected. But for that, you should have this power within yourself. The person should know that You are correcting that person because you love that person. Not for selfishness, not for any gain. But this ego is a very big problem, and that comes up by, I should say, not only ignorance, but stupid ideas about yourself. If you think you are something great already, then what can you do? Ego makes you very arrogant, horrible. But if you are humble, really, not to just to have the humility of a businessman, but if you are humble from within yourself, from your heart, enjoying your humility, then this ego can run away. You have to ask yourself, now what are you angry for? Again I come back to the same point, introspection. Because you are not here just to carry on some jobs, but you are here to become saints. Then this ego should be made into a great instrument of love and joy. You can. It's not difficult. This one is what is ego is reactions to things. You can react to things in a sweet way, or you can react to things in a deadly way. Then humor comes in. Also, you speak as if there is fragrant flowers which are coming out. Then every action of yours, everything becomes very gentle and sweet. Have this ego. That will be gentle, will be kind, will be sweet, will be forgiving, will be loving. Let's have this ego.